Hello and welcome to everyone. I am Deepak. Today in this video session we will be learning about AWS Instance Scheduler. AWS Instance Scheduler is an AWS Solutions implementation service that is used to start and stop Amazon EC2 and RDS instances accordingly as per the time period given by us. So to better understand AWS Instance Scheduler, let's take a scenario. Let's say we have a AWS account that contains 2 EC2 instances that needs to be stopped daily after the office hour ends. So stopping those 2 EC2 instances would not be a complex task, but let's say in another case, another AWS account contains 1000 EC2 instances that includes production, QA and test EC2 environment instances, and we need to stop QA and test EC2 instances daily after the office hour ends. So going through the 1000 EC2 instances and searching for the QA and test EC2 instances and stopping them after the office hours daily would be a complex, tedious and time consuming task. So to do those tasks automatically, we can use AWS Instance Scheduler. So using AWS Instance Scheduler, we can automatically start and stop those EC2 instances easily as per the specific time period given by us. So to better understand AWS Instance Scheduler, let's look into a demo and we'll be more clearer at our ends. So to start with the AWS Instance Scheduler, we'll be using this link, and I'll be including this link in the details section also, so you guys can follow from there. So once we hit this link, you will reach to this page, and if you scroll down, at the left hand side you will see an architecture diagram that explains how AWS Instance Scheduler works, and at the right hand side you can see the details related to AWS Instance Scheduler that includes version, release date, author and other details. And the option that we are interested in is the launch in AWS console. So we click on launch in AWS console and it will be redirect to a new tab that will open in our CloudFormation AWS management console. So simply AWS Instance Scheduler implementation service provides us with a ready-made template, CloudFormation template that we can use and just deploy the service easily. So we'll use the default one that says template is ready and provides us the Amazon S3 URL. We'll click on next. We'll provide a specific stack name as per our requirement. Instance, will put the Instance Scheduler tag name over here. I will choose the default one. You guys can provide the other names also as per your requirement. And the service to schedule, we'll be choosing EC2, and you guys can choose both or the certain one also. So currently Instance Scheduler is available for the 2 services only, and another important one is the region one. So I'll be using the current region only in this AWS account, so I'll be choosing the blank option as it says leave blank for the current region only. And if you want to choose specific or multiple AWS regions, then you can just specify them using the comma. So at the default time zone, I'll be choosing the time zone related to my area, that is Asia Kathmandu. And for the cross account roles are for starting and stopping EC2 and RDS instances in another AWS account. So as I am using this demonstration for this AWS account resources only, so I'll be leaving that blank. And for the frequency, simply the meaning is the time in minutes when scheduler runs to check for the time period details given. So I'll be choosing 1 as this will speed up our demonstration. And for the memory size, we'll be choosing this one also as default, but you guys can increase the size when processing large number of instances. So everything optional, so you guys can check out and choose yes if you want CloudWatch metrics to be enabled. And the another important option is the start date tags and the stop tags. So you guys can specify any sort of name and value So these are the tags that will be attached to the EC2 instances that are stopped by and started by Instance Scheduler, so that it's easier to identify which instances were stopped and which instances were started by the Instance Scheduler and which were started and stopped by manual process. So yes, these are the options we'll be clicking on, and I'll click on next. You guys can provide the tags. I'll be leaving it as default. I'll be not choosing the IAM role because this Instance Scheduler CloudFormation stack will automatically create specific IAM roles for us. So I'll be leaving all of those as default and click on next. And as I was saying, related information to IAM role, if I go down and it says I acknowledge that AWS CloudFormation might create IAM resources. So yes, if we click this one, this CloudFormation will create the IAM resources related or needed for the Instance Scheduler automatically. So yes, I have checked that one and I'll click on create stack. So once we click on create stack, the create stack is in progress, and within few minutes it will be up and running. So to save that time, I have already created AWS Instance Scheduler CloudFormation stack in another region, that is in North California region, and it's already in the status of completed. So it says a status of create complete. And yes, the another most important service through which we will be providing the time periods and defining the time zone for our stopping and starting of the EC2 instances is DynamoDB. So we'll be going to that one. So I'll click that service name that says DynamoDB and open it in the new tab. And if I go to table section, I will see that there are 3 tables created by the AWS Instance Scheduler CloudFormation stack. The first one is config table that contains the configuration details. Another one is maintenance window table that will contain the information related to maintenance windows. Another one is the state table that will contain the state related information. And the most important one is the config table one. So we'll be going inside one, and I'll just expand my screen a little bit. I'll go to items. And you guys can see that there are 3 main type of items. First one is config, second one is period, and the third one is schedule. So let me delete some of the period and schedule sections so that it's easier at our ends to understand. So let me delete this one, this one, this one, and this one. And let me delete this one, and this one. Yes, so that it's clearer to understand at our ends. Yes, so for now I'll be using this one, so you guys at your end may not delete that also. So for the demonstration part only I have deleted these ones, because those period and schedules options would be an important one for the scheduling operations at your end. So if I go over here and click on config, the config item contains all the parameters that we have passed through the CloudFormation stack. So if we scroll there, and you can see that the Muse metrics are false. Default time zone that we have selected during the creation of the CloudFormation stack was Asia Kathmandu. US East 1 false. True. EC2 started by demo user, stopped by demo user, tag name schedule. And these are the configurations all we have defined during the creation of the CloudFormation stack for this AWS Instance Scheduler. Another important one is the period one. So the period section or period item contains a name of it, and another one is description. So description can be anything, and the most important one is the weekdays, or we can say the period that we can define. So in the weekdays we can define Monday to Friday or Saturday to Sunday, anything. So that one is the important one. And another one is the begin time and the end time. So the begin time specifies the time when the EC2 instance or RDS instance should start, and end time specifies the time period when our EC2 and RDS instance should end. So over here we can see it says 9 to 17, that is simply 9 to 7, that is 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. So our EC2 instances or RDS instances will be running in between this period, that is from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. and after this time period our EC2 instances will be in a stopped state. So we'll be looking that in a real time in this demo. And the another one is schedule. So the main work of schedule is to specify the period name. So if we see over here, yes, in the schedule part, in the period section, it says office hours. So once the EC2 instances or instance scheduler works, it hits the schedule part and schedule looks for the period and it sees that the period is defined with office hours, and it looks with the periods that are defined with this name, and it goes over here that says name office hours and executes the details present in the period section. That is, it will execute the EC2 instances related in weekdays from Monday to Friday within the begin time and start time of 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. and all of the other details are provided in the config tab already. So yes, let's see that in real time. Okay, so yes, let me just go to our EC2 instances. So I have already created two EC2 instances, that is server 1 and server 2. Okay, so the main thing that you guys have to be remembering over here is that the name of the period, that is office hours, should be the same as given to the schedule part. So the period section that is given over here is also called office hours and the period name is office hours. So the schedule will be pointing to the period and all the details present in the period will be executed. So this is the important part. The names of the period and the name of the period given in the schedule section should be matching. And in the schedule section only, you guys have to choose the time zone. So for now, I'll change this time zone to Asia Kathmandu and click on save, and it says our time zone has changed according to my area. And okay, so I think today is Sunday, so I'll be changing my weekdays details also. So weekdays, and I'll make it Saturday and Sunday. I'll click this save, and yes, now this simply means that when our EC2 instance runs, it will first hit to the schedule part and it will check for the periods in the specific time zone, and once it finds that period is of this, that is office hours, it will search for the period section, and the period that is with the name office hours, it will just execute the details that are present over here. That is, it will execute the actions accordingly. So I'll go on the instance and I'll click over here and click on tags, manage tags, and as our tag name was schedule, schedule. So if you look over here, so you can see in the config section the tag name is schedule. So if you guys forget, you guys can look over here what is your tag name that you have given during the creation of the CloudFormation stack for the AWS Instance Scheduler. So the tag name is schedule, so I'll name it as schedule, and the name of the schedule that I need to give over here is, the name of the schedule is UK office hours, so you have to be giving the schedule name as UK office hours. So I'll click on UK office hours and type here UK office hours and click on save. And let me change this also accordingly. Manage tags, schedule, schedule name is UK office hours and click on save. Okay, so I have changed the tags accordingly. UK office hours, schedule. Let me check that one again. Okay, so as you can see, I have given the tag name schedule UK office hours, and if I refresh my page, yes, the running instances have been disappeared, and you can see the instances of service servers 1 and 2 are in the stopping state. Why this happened? Because if we go back into our DynamoDB section and look into the period, or if we go from the forward section, if we go into server 1, and server 1 in the tag, it just looked into the schedule, and in the schedule it found UK office hours, and it just triggered the DynamoDB. The type is schedule, and the name of the schedule is UK office hours, and it goes for the period information, and in the period it finds office hours, and it says selects or sees for the period information with the name office hours, and the details that are present in the period with office hour name, that is weekdays Saturday to Sunday, and the time is that in 9 AM to 7 PM. So as at the time period specifies, the instance needs to be running from 9 AM to 7 PM only, and now it's 3 AM, so it's outside of the begin and end time. So our instances have been in stopping state, and yes, they are in stopping state. So this is how AWS Instance Scheduler works. So let's test it once again. Let's wait for its stopping, and once the EC2 instances are stopped, we'll be just starting them using the AWS Instance Scheduler only. So if we see in the tags, one tag has automatically been populated that says stopped by demo user. Over here also you can see that it says stopped by demo user. This simply means that these EC2 instances are not manually stopped, these are stopped by the AWS EC2 Instance Scheduler. Yes, the instances have been stopped. Now let's change this begin and end time. Let's change that to 9 AM. Now let's change it to 3. It's 14. Let's change it to 15 and click on save. So now we have changed the time. That simply says that the instance should be in the running state from 3:15 AM to 7 PM. So as we can see the time at my end, it says July 11, 2021, 3:14 AM, and once it hits the 15, as we have specified the frequency to be 1 minute, and within 1 minute only it will just trigger the specific we can say information or data, and our EC2 instances will be up and running again. So it's currently in the stopped state, and yes, it's 3:15. Let's wait for a few minutes, or we can say 1 minute only, and yes, until that happens, let's look for the another factor that's related to AWS Instance Scheduler. So AWS Instance Scheduler is not a free service, as I have said before also, that it uses these services, that is Amazon CloudWatch, Amazon Lambda, Amazon DynamoDB. So these underlying services just cost at our end. So we need to pay for these underlying services that are used by the AWS Instance Scheduler. So if we go into the cost section of it, it says that as of April 2021, the cost for the running this solution, that is AWS Instance Scheduler, with default setting in the US East North Virginia region, is approximately $9.90 per month. That is around $10. That may be few up and down in cost based on the other AWS regions, but it will cost you around $10 per month. So yes, AWS Instance Scheduler is not free. You have to pay specific amount for leveraging or using its service, and that's, we can say, if we have a more EC2 and RDS instances to manage, that cost is not that much of a complex one, not bearable. So if we go to our EC2 instances now and click on refresh, and it says yes, our EC2 instances are in running state and status check is initializing. That simply means that our EC2 instances has been started recently only. And yes, we can see that our instance scheduler is up and running, and we do not have to just look for any sort of code, or we have to deploy any sort of complex infrastructure. So everything is handled or provided by AWS itself. So we have simply used the AWS provided CloudFormation template for AWS Instance Scheduler. We have configured specific parameters, and we have tweaked certain data in the DynamoDB table, and we are up and running. Our instances are being stopped and started as per our requirement. So yes, this was the demonstration on the AWS Instance Scheduler. Thank you to everyone watching this and who have got specific information from us. So please reach to us in case if you have any doubt on this or get into any issues in the comment section. We would love to hear from you all guys. So yes, thank you, and we'll meet soon.